As a National Registered Paramedic, I can go anywhere and work and get paid. I choose to volunteer doing this because I call Danville home, and there are people walking around because I was there. There's my incentive. I'm at the point now that I teach CPR classes because I want somebody to start on me. I've seen a lot of bad things over the years. When I first got in the crew, you didn't have to deal with overdoses very much. Now it's a daily thing. The medications we give that take it away, used to be it was in the drug box and you couldn't hardly find it because you didn't use it that often. It's called naloxone or Narcan. I will tell you, I've given more Narcan in the last 4 years than I've given in the last 39 years total. Every call comes in different, maybe difficulty in breathing or whatever, or a psychiatric patient threatening suicide. You'd be surprised how many times you get there and it's the medications is the problem. Why are they having trouble breathing? There's a lot of reasons people have trouble breathing, from asthma, COPD, heart problems, or whatever like that. Somebody has taken an opioid in excess. The side effect of it depresses the respiratory system. It slows the breathing down lower than it can sustain life. When we get someone that's not breathing or not breathing adequately, we treat them for this right here. If it's an opioid, the medication I can give you will take a degree of that away from you. We give the medication per respiratory rate. My goal is not to wake you up. A lot of people pay a lot of money to get in the situation they're in there, and we'll take it away like that. Sometimes people are very appreciative, some people are not. So we give it in increments. I give it 5 small doses, just enough to increase your respiratory rate. That's my goal. But with the addictions there, everybody thinks it's always the prescription, the oxycodone. It could be heroin, it could be morphine, fentanyl, all those are opioid derivatives. A lot of times I tell stories about, everybody thinks it's the drug dealers on the corner now. No, not really. Most of it's going to be your grandmother's medicine cabinet or your grandmother's pocketbook, like that. Somebody said, well, I would never abuse an opioid. You haven't hurt bad enough yet. When you get chronic lower back pain or something and the doctor gives you a prescription for an opioid, they take 1 a day and they give you 30 days worth, and it does help. Then after they take it off, the insurance company doesn't want to give you the medication anymore because they only allow so much because it's very addictive. And then after time, they find out that my prescription run out. Well, you can buy it on the street. You'd be surprised what you do if you hurt bad enough. And then they get to the point where they, instead of taking 1 a day, it takes 2 a day to get the same pain relief. Again, they say, I would never do that. You haven't hurt bad enough yet. You'd be surprised what you'll do. But the problem is that when they start taking it in excess, it does depress the respiratory system, and that's where we usually come into play then. You'd be surprised how many times that we'll get a call that says difficulty in breathing, and they get there and they haven't been breathing for 3 days. We received a call, probably been a year back, I guess. There's a young man in the city here, and he was going to take some medication. I don't remember what the medication was. I don't know if it was heroin or morphine. He had a young girl there with him. He said, if anything happens to me, and he picked the vial up, he said, you inject this into me. Now you've got a guy that's going to have somebody, a young girl, inject medication into him that's never probably done injections before. But the boy, he did have a reaction to it. He went down. The girl injected him with the naloxone or the Narcan. Saved the guy's life. But it was not something you would find on the street. This was right here was prescription grade Narcan that they had gotten. Now how he got it, I don't know. It doesn't fix the problem. It fixed the immediate problem right then. But the only problem with something like that is they think it's okay to go ahead and do it because they've got a fix for it. You've got a fix that can take care of the problem. You never know if somebody's going to be there in time to take care of that for you. No matter what CPR class I give, they have a segment on opioids and the dangers of it and how prominent it is now. I'm a firm believer that education is the first step. Like I said, is it too young and to start it in schools? No. No, they start out and just say no to drugs. Now they're narrowing it down to a particular drug. People have to realize there are consequences to certain situations like that. It's not only an individual choice right there, there's a lot of peer pressure. I don't do drugs. Maybe I'm afraid I'd like it. Maybe I'm afraid it might be one of these types things where the first time you ever did it was the last time you ever did anything. There are a lot of consequences when people take medications because it reacts on people differently. What might be great for one person could be a solid anaphylactic reaction to another person, and then they're in another problem there and they can't deal with it. I tell people, you got to be careful, because certain situations you take something and somebody else might be giving you a bath the rest of your life, or changing, having to take care of you, because there's a lot of adverse reactions. But education is the first step. I know it's out there, it's being used, and like I said, it's not just the poor people. Most of the time it is middle class people that get addicted to them. We're nothing without hope. We got to have hope. I mean, you can always hope things are going to get better. The word is out there, but I've only seen an increase in the problem. The word is out there. They're getting the word out that it's a bad thing. I'm hoping in the future that they can do that, something will improve, something will come up that they can help with this. But right now, I don't see it. I only see it going the other way right now.